My practice of writing in a journal has evolved with the years, despite the fact that I've always done so. I started out with a small diary that had a lock on it, and in it I would put down the names of my future children, as well as the names of my closest friends and the people I had a crush on. These days, my notebooks are a combination of my musings, my thoughts, and the tasks that are on my to-do list. Despite the fact that it is less structured than I would prefer, it still assists me in making sense of my thoughts and determining what I believe. Keeping a journal can be simplified down to the act of writing one's daily activities and thoughts. And yet, we have a tendency to make things more difficult than they need to be. Therefore, regardless of the form that your journaling practice takes at the moment, as long as you're keeping track of the passage of time, you're doing it correctly. It may be anything: a list of groceries, a few notes from a lecture you attended, or even a structured contemplation practice. The practice of maintaining a notebook is not a new one, and there are a wide variety of strategies that may be utilized to assist in the development of an efficient writing routine on your part. There are 5 distinct types of writing journals. The morning newspapers. What you should do is this: as soon as you open your eyes in the morning, jot down 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing. Longhand. The book The Artist's Way by Julie Cameron is largely responsible for the widespread adoption of this particular mode of creative writing. Its goal is to assist creative individuals in overcoming obstacles that stand in the way of their work. Those who partake in the practice of writing in a set number of morning pages each day at the same time vouch for its efficacy, and there is even a 5 a.m. club on Twitter that is dedicated to the practice of writing first thing in the morning. Although most of the activity takes place at 5 in the morning Eastern Time, you can find postings made by members of the hashtag 5am Writers Club at any time of the day, writing without restrictions. This is a practice that is very similar to morning pages, with the exception that you can write whenever you want throughout the day. The majority of writers use a timer rather than a page count, and the goal is to let their thoughts flow freely without editing or even thinking too hard about what they are writing. See where it takes you by giving in to your natural inclination to wonder. You might begin with a writing prompt, a problem that you want to solve, or even with the phrase, "I don't know what to write," over and over again, until you find the next thing to write. Give yourself permission to write freely and without censoring what you have to say. You just want to get things off your chest and out of your head, so you're going to talk about them. Bullet journaling. The eventual purpose of this straightforward and easy-to-implement solution is to facilitate increased organization and productivity. Keeping a bullet journal requires you to adhere to a system of bullets and acquire a number of shorthand symbols to assist you in planning a variety of things, including tasks, reminders, and meetings. The most effective way to use this adaptable method is to use it to plan, reflect, and keep tabs on the things that are most important to you. Gratitude journaling. The practice of keeping a thankfulness diary, which can be adapted to fit any other style of journal writing, is a great way to improve one's self-care, mental health, and overall sense of fulfillment. This can be a very beneficial writing practice for you as it encourages you to have a happy attitude and brings to your attention the many things for which you have cause for gratitude. What are the benefits of maintaining a positive outlook? You'll find that you're a happier, less stressed out person overall as a result. Reading journaling. This is a pleasant journaling style for writers and readers. There is no one correct way to maintain a reading journal. Nonetheless, the majority of individuals do so in order to record thought-provoking quotations, ideas to ponder, or even a list of books to be read at a later time. Whether you keep a journal to better remember what you read or use it as a way to respond and analyze what you're reading, this can be a great way to engage with words in a new way and boost your creativity. Whether you keep a journal to better remember what you read or use it as a way to respond and analyze what you're reading. Here are 5 compelling reasons why you ought to keep a journal. As someone who has seen nothing but positive results from years of writing things down, I wanted to recount 5 reasons, based on my experience, why you should reconsider the practice of keeping a journal. Some people may resist keeping a journal, citing it as self-absorbed or even narcissistic. However, as someone who has seen nothing but positive results, I wanted to share them with you. You become more observant. Getting into the practice of writing things down will help you become more aware of your surroundings. You don't just drift through life, rather, you take in the world around you as an observer. You develop a greater sense of organization. Putting things in writing and keeping a record of them helps you keep your life and your ideas organized. Feeling big feelings? Describe it in writing. Reduce it to a more manageable size by chopping it up into tiny bits. You start to focus more on your end goals. If you keep a record of the things that have happened to you and the accomplishments that you have made, you will be more likely to realize when you have stopped making progress. Once you have gained awareness, you are in a position to take charge of your own personal growth. You have a greater awareness of yourself. Writing in a journal is typically done in isolation as a solitary pastime. It is a period of solitary inactivity during which time one contemplates, thinks, and dreams. It is possible to make significant strides in both self-awareness and maturation during this time. You improve your communication skills as a result. If you write frequently, you will get better at putting your thoughts and emotions into words the more you write. And to improve your ability to communicate with others, you must first improve your ability to communicate with yourself. The practice of keeping a journal doesn't have to be a simple one, but it also doesn't have to be unduly complicated either. Reflect on your life on a daily basis, scribble down a few notes, engage in a more structured activity, or forge your own route. Writing in a journal can be something you want to experiment with if you're seeking for ways to become more creative.